through the hole, and then just like you're tying a knot, just like that, and then again,
retention knot,
and again, and it looks like that. All right. Okay, so you've got your, this is your main sheet traveler line right here. As we tack and jibe, it can roll across real nice and smooth on this block. There's a bow line to the top of it, which is the end of the main sheet that comes up through this block that we use this carabiner to.
that we kept on there.
Yep. Yeah, we just stored it there because it was holding it. Comes down the boom to this other block that's on the boom. You got to make sure you have this facing down. That's how you know you got the boom straight. And then it comes down to your main sheet friction block here.
Okay.
All right. And then up here, I'm going to put a little bit of tension on it, so it'll keep the sail nice and flat with the wind. You want to keep it filled a little bit. It's better than chafing. You just don't want the boat to flip over or try to start sailing away on you. All right. So there's your downhaul on the sail. Looks like we could just take it down to this cleat here. When you're doing a cleat, you come around it once. You can come around it all the way, but you go around it at least to here before you start going up. I come around it all the way,
okay.
Then I start going at it. And whenever you finish, you want to make sure that you finish so that it runs
up.
See, this was the last one, parallel with it and underneath. Yeah, these two are parallel right here.
Okay.
Right here. And then a line from the cleat down to this.
Okay.
And going to this is holding the whole mast onto the boat. If we flipped and somehow we got upside down, the mast could fall out of the boat onto the bottom of the river here. All right, everything looks good. Boom is on. We'll always check these bolts. We're gonna start off sailing into the wind, so it's actually kind of easy as long as you got your shit straight. We're gonna pull the boat out into the water a little bit, and then it's pretty much right on the nose right now. You can see that the sail is kind of tight right now by where we have it. So the boat is wanting to sail on the port tack right now. This is the port side of the boat. The wind's hitting the port side of the boat. That would be a port tack. We could sail out of here like that. So what we'll probably do is head out and start to fall off this way, and we'll be going into the wind. So because we're going to go into the wind, we have to have our dagger board ready to go down. Otherwise, we're just going to slip sideways. That's called leeway. All right, so our rudder's on. We've got our boom figured out. The sail looks good. Everything's good. There's no tears. Yeah, we're good. We've got our paddle. All righty. And this isn't a dry case right now, so you can hear me talking. Okay. All right, so we got the boat faced somewhat into the wind. I'm slacking the sail a little bit because if I pull it in, the thing wants to sail.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna hop in. You're gonna take the helm, the tiller. We're gonna get the dagger board down. It's hitting the bottom right now. All right, so we're basically gonna pull the sail in, which is gonna power up the sail, and we're gonna fall off. We're gonna start to kind of fall off to the starboard side. Okay? Okay. All right, you got us. Keep us heading about that way. All right, not too much. Cool.
Feel that already?
Cool, and get the dagger board down all the way. That's not that bad.
No, it's not.
It's not terrible. Cool. Yeah, so right now we're beating into the wind. Not too shabby. So that right there, we just sailed off of the shore. We basically pointed the boat in a direction to where all we had to do was tighten the sail in, start pulling the sail in a little bit, and then hop on. We were already in a direction conducive to beating into the wind. And we started off into the wind, so if the boat, if we got demasted, if we got in trouble, we couldn't steer, or we couldn't sail the boat anymore, we would blow back right to the truck. It was looking good. Yeah, just feel it out. You can feel when you point a little too high. Here, and this is your main sheet right here.
Yeah.
You want to throw a tack in?
Should I go this way?
Yeah. Yep. So you shouldn't have to manipulate the sail too much.
Okay.
There you go. Come all the way over. Cool. You're going too far.
Whoa.
Let it out.
Yeah.
You just turned downwind. You just fell off. Cool. So round it back up. Point back up into the wind. Wrong way. Wrong way. There you go. Point us back up into the wind. Now pull the sail in. There you go. Let's get back up into a starboard tack. All right, let's leave it there, and we just see how high we can point. That's basically it. So it's a little too high. Pull it towards you. There you go.
I always feel kind of jammed.
Got to fall off a little bit. Yeah. So we're in irons right now. We just stopped moving. We got to get our boat speed back up. Boat speed is everything. You can see the slick. We were hove to there for a sec. All right, we're moving again. We got our boat speed. We got our steerage back. The wind is from the east-southeast, so it's not from straight south. All right, so this is the other tack. A second ago, we were heading off that way. Now we're heading off this way. Now we're on the starboard tack because the wind's coming across our starboard side of our boat. You point as high as you can, basically, until the sail starts to luff or flap because it's not as much wind hitting it. You want to throw another tack in and get back on that tack we were on? All right, let's do that. Whenever you're ready. Sometimes when you go to start a tack, friction this, just and hold on to it. Don't let it out yet because that's your power right now.
I always just feel awkward though. Like I don't know where to put my body, you know.
You'll get it. As we come through the tack, let the sail go slack. It'll do its thing and come across. So whenever you're ready, put the helm down that way,
Okay, so
and we'll come through the wind, back to the direction we were on. Right now, we're beating into the wind.
Ready?
Yeah, go for it. Keep turning. Yeah, you didn't turn fast enough, and we lost our boat speed. So now we got to fall off, sail out a little bit. All right, we're moving again. Cool. So now that we got our boat speed back, we want to tighten it up onto the wind again. We want to point up into the wind. So as you point higher to the wind, you got to pull your sail in. And that's sail trim. There you go. Usually good sail trim for beating into the wind on most boats is the end of the boom to the corner of the stern. Yeah. If we wanted to get to one of those houses, we'd have to do a series of these tacks, these angles. Yeah. And if you really want to get there, you want to point as close to the wind as you can. Because obviously, you know. But you don't want to point so close to where you're barely moving. When it starts to luff, it'll do so right at the mast. But all boats are different.
Switch.
When you do a tack, keep your head up. If you keep your head up, you'll see what the boat's doing, and you will just naturally hand it off correctly to your other hand. And what does falling off mean?
Letting the wind take you and letting the sail out?
If the wind's coming from there, yeah, go away from the wind. If that's 0, steer away from it up into the higher digits, you know? Right now we're at like a 45 on our port tack. So,
good enough, right?
Yeah, you got enough speed.
All right, ready?
So in preparation of tack, there you go. You popped it out. Whenever you're ready, steer through the wind.
All right, ready? 1, 2,
yeah.
3.
All right, we're coming around. Sail is switching sides. Now hold that heading there. Whoa, you're steering way too far. There you go.
She's just trying to
use it a little more than a tack.
Yeah.
All right, now we got to steer back up into the wind and get close on the wind again. Fall off, let the sail out, and slowly turn the boat to fall off the wind. Don't turn too fast, otherwise you can get a jibe, and that's, you know, when people get smacked in the head. We are hauling some butt. Okay, you can let it out more. Keep letting out. There you go. So we're going almost dead downwind. Just be real careful on the steering. If anything gets squirrely or crazy, head back up that direction, okay? Head back into the wind that way. Because if you tried to head that way, the boom will come across, yeah. Whenever you're sailing downwind, the boom is gonna be curious. Once it gets too close to the center, it won't know which way it wants to go, and it could come across and have an accidental jibe. So right now, if I wanted you to head up into the wind, what would be the wisest way to do it?
This way.
Yep, that way.
So you go on a reach and then go into the wind, right?
Yeah. Right now we're going downwind. You're gonna tighten it up into a reach, a broad reach, up into a close reach, and then up into a, into a upwind beat. The best way to jibe is to control it and to know when it's gonna come across. Obviously, you want to be in control of it. What I'll do is I'll start pulling the sail in preemptively with my eyes on it. So I'll or I'll have somebody grab the boom and kind of pull it in. And then right when the boom gets close, I'll make my jibe and I'll steer through the wind. Christina calls it an ass tack because it's the opposite of a tack. You're facing the other way. The sail's still coming across, but it's the wind is coming from the back of the sail, which causes it to be a little bit more abrupt and violent. So we'll pull the sail in, and then once it gets kind of close, steer the boat to port, and the sail will start to get a little curious, and we'll guide it across with our hands. Not too much, not too much. All right, oh, yeah, a little bit more. There we go. Now let it out. See, it could get it. Keep us downwind though. You're good, not too much. It gets a little squirrely in high winds when you're going downwind. Let's tighten it up into more of a reach. So head up. No, other way, other way. There you go. Because the sail's on this side, right? So a reach would be the wind coming across the opposite side the sail's on. There you go. You can hear it flapping. Hear it luffing. All right. So like right now, instead of manipulating the sail, you can manipulate the boat. Fall off. There you go. You fall off a little bit, you fill your sail. Now we're on a reach.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, bam, you just felt it power up.
We're on some balls though.
Yeah, we are. Up, your sail's flapping. So either pull the sail in or fall off. You want to do it together. You want to multitask the direction of the boat and the trim of the sail. So you got to tighten it a little bit more or fall off. There you go. All right, so we've got enough boat speed right now. I'm gonna bring the bow through the wind. Right now we're on a starboard tack. We're gonna bring it onto a port tack. So I'm gonna throw the helm hard over as I slacken the sail. Boat's gonna come across. I'm gonna pass the tiller behind my back, and then we're gonna catch the wind on the other side and keep sailing. See how we didn't really lose a lot of boat speed? We're back going again. All right, so I'm gonna do another tack, all right? We've got our boat speed. We're gonna come through the wind. And we're gonna catch it on the other side.
So you have to like get on your knees.
And we're going. The tiller's huge. You might want to cut it down to like here. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Because you end up holding it here anyway. I don't really even want to hold it up here.
Yeah. Yeah, then it's also like when I'm like trying to, it's almost awkward because it's like jamming my elbow in.
Yeah. So if we got overpowered, we got a big gust and the boat was trying to tip over, let out the sail. That's the quickest way. You got two options. You either let the sail out or you point up real quick into the wind and the sail will flap. I'm gonna take us a little closer to shore because it's probably a little calmer because of the, it's the lee shore. The wind's coming from the east, southeast, so the beach would be the windward side of the shore because it's getting hit by the wind. But we're kind of in the shelter of it over here. So the closer we get to it, the calmer it's gonna be, calmer the water's gonna be. All right, we're jibing. Keep your eyes on the sail. Now slowly start to turn to the other side of the wind. Oh yes. Keep it coming. Now remember not to let it lock. Don't let it lock because it's gonna need to fly out to the other side. Now let it out, let it out. No, don't lock it, don't lock it.
I didn't lock it.
You gotta let it out because it'll tip you over. If the sail's way out over here, you're pointing up into the wind right now.
I know. It's stuck on my shirt.
Yeah. A jibe is gonna be downwind. It's a downwind tack. It's an ass tack.
Ooh.
And it's gonna get a little squirrely. if you feel like the boat's getting a little overwhelmed going downwind like that, tighten it up into a tack and tack around to get to where you need to go. So like right now, if we needed to go there, but the boat was being super sketchers on us, right? Tighten it up into a tack and come around that way onto the other side, right? Because it's kind of sketchy the more we go that way right now. So try tightening it up. There you go. Remember, sail first. Sail first. Keep the sail tight, that's your motor. Only turn the boat as long as the sail is in trim. There you go. I'll help you out a little bit. Oh yeah. You could probably put a bigger washer on the right here on the rudder. It's kind of got a little gap. You're hauling some nut ass.
Yeah, man, some nut bars.
To get back right now, we are to the south of the truck. The wind is from the south, so we're sailing downwind with the wind, holding the tiller in our hand, back to the truck. But we can't approach it from the lee side of, it's not an island, it's a causeway. So we have to approach it on the windward side with waves hitting us and all that. So basically, we're approaching it, we're gonna hit it at this angle. If you do that, the wind is gonna keep pushing us. So what we're gonna do is right at the last minute, before we run aground or hit anything, we're gonna do a 180. So we're gonna turn the boat all the way, come about all the way back into the wind. Right? Yeah, exactly, because the sail will stay over here. Yeah, exactly, good. Turn a 180 back into the wind, we'll end up facing where the wind is coming from. The sail would be right dead center flapping or somewhere around here. Just luffing in the wind, and we'll step off the boat, done. Start taking her apart. You could tell the sail will start to flap and get a little curious.
I really just don't know my limits.
These are curious, gaff. Yeah, you'll learn the boat. All right, so we're heading with the wind, downwind, and we are set up perfectly lined up with our spot. Right when we get close enough, we're gonna do a hard 180 to the opposite side the sail's on. The sail's over here. We're gonna turn hard to starboard, and point straight into the wind, and that'll let the sail luff, and we'll just hop out, and that'll be it. But you gotta make the right call. You gotta turn at the right spot. Yes, I'm gonna start getting the dagger board up.
Risky bastard.
So yeah, point a little bit to the left side of the hole, so when we turn, we'll kind of be right lined up with the hole. A little bit further to the port side. There you go. So you're gonna go hard over, almost like push the water with the tiller, okay? Hold it, hold. Now. Yes, boy, yes. All the way over. All right, now we'll just chill out. We're gonna get blown into shore. Just let Mother Nature do all the work. Now before we fall off, like falling off downwind, we'll hop out. Watch your head. All right, now that we're close, tighten up the main sheet, just so it's not violent all over the place. Woo. Alrighty, and that's how you do it. And you just got to be careful, because since the main sheet is tight, it could try to sail away from you. Straighten the rudder out. There you go. Just got to make it straight. You got it? All right, and PJ, you see how, you have a second guy, so you see how I'm holding it right here? And the sail is, if you hold it like this, the sail is tight. You could do that if you've got two guys. But watch right here, watch, look, the boat wants to sail. Look, it's trying to sail away. If you're by yourself, you just have to let it flap, okay? Okay. Yeah,